Even though I was only watching a playthrough and not actually playing myself, I really enjoyed Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I was following along with Aaron of Blind Wave, aka Wave Squadron. Since it was a live stream, I was jotting down these thoughts really quickly and didn't always write down which character said them. But I do remember most of them came from the time in Pyloon's Saloon, because there's so many intriguing characters running around there. Definitely worth talking to them all. These are just pieces of interesting advice that I was like, that makes sense in a real world context. Live halfway between what you want and where you are. I really liked this one because this is something that I know I struggle with, that I've found a sense of balance to actually very recently. I was living too much in what I wanted, of the way I thought things ought to be. But you also don't want to completely let go of your dreams and where you feel you belong. You don't want to completely live moment to moment because you won't grow as easily that way. And so this quote about living halfway, accepting where you are now and being content with it, but also reaching for your dreams, and you're right in the middle, is so perfect. This one I did remember Cal said, don't beat yourself up. We're all figuring things out day by day. For those of us who tend to be very self-critical and just question everything we do and are like, that was terrible, I'm a terrible person, I can't do anything right, la la la. This is a great thing to remember. Everyone is going through some variation of that. We're all trying to figure things out. And it's okay not to know what's going on and to feel like you are failing. Everyone is. In a way, we're all in it together. This next one is from Scuba, one of my favorite characters. Apparently planets have a Scotland. A ripple's only as good as the stone you cast. And he's talking about making a difference in the universe. We may feel like we're not really doing a whole lot, but that tiny little pebble can make a huge difference far away in ways that we don't even understand. However, what we're responsible for is that stone being cast. And don't worry about where the ripples go. We're making way more of a difference than we realize. Back to the saloon. That decision was best at the time. And this discussion was about not second-guessing choices that you make and obsessing over it. Again, this is great for those of us who are always like, oh, that was so bad. I should have done this. I should have done that. Why did I do that? All of that speculation is because we know more than we knew at the time we made the choice. It's very important to accept that with the information we had at the time, that decision was best, and to just let it go. This one is from Monk, the saloon droid, who's awesome. Most things in this galaxy are out of our control. What we can control is our reactions. Everything can be absolute chaos, falling apart. The Empire could be everywhere. But what we're responsible for is our reaction to it. Not trying to fix the entire galaxy immediately by ourselves. I was also super excited by the fact that the High Republic features heavily in this game, and I love all the novels so much. You're probably going to get a lot more High Republic novel videos coming out soon as I write down my thoughts on those. But in the game, we get some little clips of wisdom and the 3 pillars of the Jedi during the High Republic, which were the Force, knowledge, and self-discipline. And I kind of like this idea because the Force represents kind of your more spiritual or intuitive, magical self in a way. Knowledge is really about intellect and wisdom, loving and wanting to learn more about everything. which I think is really important. And then self-discipline, so you don't just turn into a chaotic mess. And I think those three really work together well. Magic, knowledge, maturity, I guess you could say. If you have those three, I think you're pretty good, whether or not you're a Jedi. And I just wanted to end with the scene from Marin, who is amazing. I love her character so much. She's talking about loss, and not a superficial loss. Like, this is really deep, could completely destroy your life level of loss. And she said, oh, just thinking about that scene is making me tear up. I won't tell you what it was about because you might not have played the game yet and I don't want to spoil it, but the pain is yours. It is part of you, but it doesn't have to define you. And you must not let it consume you. I really like how, as a Night Sister, she doesn't try to just get rid of her emotions like the Jedi do. She acknowledges that they exist, she feels them deeply, and then she lets them go. There's no false sense of serenity. She has tantrums, she gets angry, she gets upset, she loves deeply. But here we see, after years of struggling with what she went through, that she's passing along what was learned, that knowledge, that second pillar you were just talking about. Don't try to get rid of the pain. It is yours, it's part of you. But it does not define you. So if you're thinking the game is just swinging a lightsaber around, taking out rancors, yes, it is actually that. But there are also some really amazing character interactions. So if you happen to be planning to play the game, or if you did, but did kind of more just the quick story, I would encourage you to go back, replay it, talk to everybody, because they each have a piece of wisdom, except maybe Turgle. Sorry, Turgle. You're cute, but one of the 3 Jedi pillars, you are not. Post in the comments if you overheard anything in the game that really stuck with you, or if you have a favorite character. Until next time, for light and life.